News. Well, the campaign to crush Brett Kavanaugh is consuming most of the energy of the Democratic Party right now, but it's going beyond just hearings and magazine pieces and cable news appearances. Now, according to some extremists, anyone who supports Kavanaugh is fair game for physical harassment. Just last night, Senator Ted Cruz of Texas and his wife were targeted by a mob at a restaurant in Washington. Watch this.
We believe survivors. Excuse me. Bagel is way hotter than you do. We believe survivors. We believe survivors. God bless you. We believe survivors. God bless you. Excuse me. Let my wife through.
We believe survivors.
We believe survivors.
Sexist, racist, anti-gay.
We believe survivors. We believe survivors.
Well, this is what it looks like to live under tyranny by rich kids with poetry degrees. These tactics are becoming increasingly common. Don't forget, just a few months ago, the DHS secretary was targeted in exactly the same way.
Shame! 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 No borders! No walls! Sanctuary for all! If kids don't eat in peace, you don't eat in peace!
Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE!
Well, you can see where this is going, and it's not good. Instead of trying to slow it down or calm their voters, Democrats like Maxine Waters are cheering this kind of behavior on.
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
David Burstein is a progressive commentator and Democratic strategist. He joins us tonight. David, thanks a lot for coming on.
Hi, Tucker. Good to be with you.
Are your parents still around?
Yes, yeah, my parents are around. They're watching tonight, probably. Hi, Mom
great.
And Dad.
What's their home address so I can send some people over to scream at them?
I'm not going to give out my parents' home address.
Oh, okay. And by the way, and just to be totally clear, I would never encourage anyone to bother your parents or you outside of the conversation we're having, because that's immoral and it's wrong. It's outside the boundaries of political debate and it crosses over into harassment. So why are Democrats making excuses for their voters hassling and physically confronting people like Ted Cruz in restaurants?
Look, I obviously don't think it's a good idea to encourage people to go harass other people. I don't think Maxine Waters is correct in saying go harass people. However, I do think that if you're a public official, you should be willing to stand on principle by your positions. Occasionally, that may get not so pretty for you. You may have people in public come out and say those things. I wish we didn't have a political discourse.
I don't understand. So what is but hold on. I mean, one thing about Cruz, whatever you think of Cruz, not everyone loves Cruz, I get it. But Cruz is a guy who's happy to stand on his principles and to debate them and to explain them at great length. He loves to talk about what he believes. You can always talk to Ted Cruz about what he believes. They're not trying to talk to Ted Cruz or challenge his principles. They're trying to wreck his dinner and scare his wife.
I don't
get it.
I think that everyone would get more if they had gone up to Ted Cruz to, lay out their case or lay out their points to him. So I don't think it's a good idea to encourage people to harass people. I actually don't think you accomplish much by doing that. But I think for public officials to be whining or complaining that they're being harassed in public takes out of the notion of public service the public piece of it, which is that people.
So then let's get back to showing up at your parents' house. So I disagree with what you're saying. I think what you're saying is wrong. I think it's frankly bad for the country. So to express that, why would it be illegitimate for me to show up on your parents' doorstep and scream obscenities at them?
You and everyone know, my parents are not in public service. They've not chosen
What do you
to live
mean?
a
They gave
public life.
birth to you, and so hold on. Look, let me just be totally clear that this is like a Swiftian argument. I hate this stuff. I think it's totally wrong, and I think we should shut it down immediately. I would never bother you or your parents, but I just want you to think through the logic of what you're saying, which is if I don't agree with someone, I get to scream at them at dinner.
You know that the point that you're making right now is dishonest. There's a big difference between private citizens and public servants who have run for election, who've put themselves out there there are a lot of ways to serve this country. If Ted Cruz wanted to serve this country as a private citizen, there's a lot of ways to do that. And you know what? Probably in that case, he wouldn't have anyone showing up
there's
at
no
dinner
meaningful
for him.
distinction.
Yes, of course there's a meaningful distinction.
No, there is
there's
not.
a total
because,
difference between people who are
What
public
do you mean?
figures, and the law bears this out. The law.
You're a public
the
figure,
law
David.
about
You're the one
public
who's being
figures.
dishonest and cowardly.
I'm
You're the
not
one
being
who
cowardly.
operates a website who tries to get public support so you can make money. All of us are in the business of winning others to our side. All of us are engaged in the public debate. If he's opening himself up to getting streamed at with his wife, so are you, and so am I.
Tucker,
and I'm against it.
I do. To be clear, I do not think we should encourage people to go harass people.
Well,
but
you think?
I don't think that should even be up for debate
It's
because
disgusting.
it's a ridiculous idea. But I'm saying that if people like Ted Cruz are going to try and play a victim card and act like some terrible thing has been perpetrated. He
intimidate his wife at dinner. Why is it so hard?
To toughen up a little bit and take some people at an $80.
I ask the questions on this show, pal. So let me ask you this question: Is his wife
dinner per person menu restaurant?
Should his wife toughen up? Really, Mr. Tough Guy? I wish you were here. Because I'd like to ask you this question. Is his wife not tough enough?
It seems that he's tough enough to allow his wife to endure insults from Donald Trump before going and standing side by side with him when he needs his political support.
So you're totally cool with Heidi being intimidated. That doesn't bother you because it serves your purposes politically.
I do. Again,
yes, you're totally for it. You're making excuses for it.
I do not encourage anyone to engage in this kind of behavior.
You know what? Those are weasel words. Yes, you
are. It's not.
He should be tough enough, and it's his fault his wife got screamed at. I'm going to save this tape. When you get to be an adult, you'll be embarrassed of this. In a culture that has been created
by this president and this administration of bullying and harassment,
you shouldn't be
surprised that things like this end up happening, frankly. Culture starts at the top.
It's Trump's fault. Okay. Where were you educated? Really quick. Where'd you go to college? Just so I know not to say
I'm a proud graduate of New York University.
Perfect.
Very proud.
Off the list. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Brett Kavanaugh saga feels like more than just another